So let's get right to it. I'm Jay. This is Les.
Hello.
All right, today's story comes from Alameda, California, where a father shot and killed four members of his family, including his 6-year-old son.
That's crazy, man.
Come on.
Mm-mm.
Check this clip out. Then we're going to comment on this whole situation. But before you check it out, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All right?
Check it out.
It happened shortly before 9 Wednesday night at a home on Kitty Hawk along the Island City's South Shore. Alameda police say Killian shot and killed his wife, Brenda Natalie Morales, her parents, Miguel Carcamo and Marta Elena Morales, also killed the suspect's 6-year-old son. Police say Killian also shot his 14-month-old son, who's now in critical condition at a hospital. A motive has not been determined. Police say in his last moments before he died, the father-in-law identified Killian as the shooter. Court records say police recovered a semi-automatic pistol they believe was used in the killings. Also recovered, police say, an illegal AR-type rifle. KTVU spoke to a man who says he worked closely with Killian as welders.
Caught me off guard when I heard the news yesterday, I believe. I had just spoken to him like a day or two before.
On Friday, well-wishers continued to visit a growing memorial outside the home.
What do you think about that?
I think this is ridiculous. What drove him to kill four family members of his own, including his child? That's crazy.
Yeah, so he shot and killed his wife, you know what I
Right.
mean? He shot and killed
In-laws.
his mother-in-law, his father-in-law, his 6-year-old son.
That's crazy.
Well, and then he shot his 14-month-old son.
14-month-old.
I'm like, bro, like, what are we doing?
What was he thinking?
Yeah, like, did he just like snap? Some
Probably
point
did snap.
you had to snap to kill your. Look, I'm not condoning anything, Like, first off, before we get into it, RIP
Yep.
to the members of the family, four
Yep.
members of his family that was killed. RIP to them, man. This is sad, man.
It is sad.
'Cause-
And speedy recovery for his 14-month-old son, right? He's critically injured right now.
Yes, and it's like, okay, his 14-month-old son makes it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where does he go?
Yeah.
His grandparents are dead. His mom is dead.
Oh my
His
God.
dad is gonna be in jail forever,
Right.
which he should. He should never get out.
Mm-mm.
So, like, what is he gonna go?
Foster
Right?
care.
Man, this is it's tragic, man.
It is.
It's a tragic like story, right? It's a tragic story, man. It's like I want to go through the mind of
Shane.
Shane. Like,
Right.
what
Drove him to do that?
do that? Yeah, like what drove him to like shoot his wife, his kids, right?
What does kids got to do
Like,
with it? I
yeah.
understand that.
If you have an issue with someone, like let's say the wife and him, they arguing, you can't bring the kids involved into that.
Mm-mm.
Like a 6-year-old kid,
Right.
a 14-month-old kid,
Son.
baby.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
baby.
like, what are we doing, man? Like, this is like some savage act, right? Like, basically, to shoot a 6-year-old, a 14-month-old, that's like a coward, bro.
Yeah.
That's a coward.
Plain and simple.
Coward.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, what are we doing, man? And then he's locked up in jail, and it's gonna be bad for him.
What are they going to charge him with? 4 counts of
Prison.
murder?
4 counts of murder, right?
Mhm.
4 counts of murder, and then they have to charge him for like critically injuring his
Oh, that's
14-month-old
right. 14-month-old son.
son. Like they have to. Like, so I heard that he's a welder. Shane, the suspect, he's a welder. I heard that he's very sensitive at his job. He's a very sensitive person.
He did seem like he had like a very sensitive personality or something. It was like little things went wrong and it sort of ticked him off and he just left.
What do you think about that? What do you think that means when his coworkers said that he has a very sensitive attitude? What do you think that means?
Meaning that you really can't say anything to him. Like, you got to watch what you say because you never know what's going to happen. Like,
Trigger him?
Yeah, is he either he gonna snap and say something or he's really real emotional. That's what I'm thinking because we all work, right? You probably work. I mean, we work. we know certain people that we can joke with or we can
Yeah.
talk to a certain way, but we know that person that we gotta watch out, or people that we gotta be like, you know what, we this might not be that his day or her day, right? They might
Mhm.
snap, they might say some off the wall stuff,
Right.
you know. And I heard that if he gets frustrated at his job, he's known to just leave, flee, right? If he gets frustrated, like something is not going his way, he just leaves because he can't handle it.
Oh
Like
my
basically,
goodness.
he can't handle the pressure.
You think he has mental issues?
Yeah, that's a sign of mental like issues, like mental weakness. Like you don't have any like I guess resiliency, right?
Control?
Like yeah, control or
Mm.
resiliency. Like I'm saying, like when stuff goes bad, he takes off, he runs. You know, just like probably they because they don't know what's the motive behind this madness, this craziness
But I
that he
I
did.
heard too that he had tension with his father-in-law. You think that has something to do with it? He just boiled. He was done with it.
Nice guy with a short fuse. That's how colleagues describe 54-year-old Shane Killian. Here's a photo taken of him the morning he shot 5 members of his family in Alameda, killing 4 of them in his own home. Fellow welder Mike Saxby says for the 3rd time in 3 months that deadly day, Killian walked off the job at PBF Refinery in Martinez after someone was critical of his work. Saxby says it is not uncommon for construction subcontractors to lose their tempers once in a while, but adds Killian seemed to get upset about relatively minor issues. Several colleagues also say Killian talked about his family on the job, loved his children, but had a strained relationship with his father-in-law, one of the murder victims. Saxby says Killian was not happy about his parents-in-law moving in with him on Kitty Hawk Road.
So he had issues with them staying with him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He had issues.
So what do you do in that situation? What do you think? What would be an alternative?
I can't even like call it. It'll be between him and the wife. Like
Yeah.
would have to sit down even before they even came in. They probably had a little history already. He probably was like, he probably didn't want to be around the in laws, right?
Right.
So for the wife, he had to talk to his wife like, hey, they can't move in here. It's gonna go all bad. I can't deal with it because if it's stress that he was going through with them living in the house, probably trying to. I don't know. I can't speculate about what they were what was the like the issues came from,
Yeah.
but it's like if they have issues, you have to separate them, right? They can't be together. Like I can't. He probably didn't even like going over their house when they probably weren't living with
Yeah.
them, right? So
Just made it worse, right?
why would you like have them move in, right? So
Hmm.
if I have issues with my in-laws, I'm gonna tell you like, hey, no, they can't move in
Right.
here.
Right.
It's gonna be toxic. It's a toxic environment. So maybe it was a toxic environment that they were in, or maybe he didn't feel comfortable even being home, right? He
Probably.
probably was at the house outside. Like how you in the house and then
The
they
front
come
yard.
around. And you're like, yeah, I gotta go outside.
Man,
Stay
that's
outside.
crazy. That's crazy. But
You
that's
never
probably
know.
what happened.
You never
Right?
know. But I can't say what was the issue. But if it was this like you put a person because your home is supposed to be where your sanctuary, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
you can find peace from all the madness. But when your home is madness,
Then what do you
then what
do?
can you do?
He
It's
should have
like,
seeked help, counseling,
yeah.
something.
Or spoke with his wife and was like, hey man, they gotta leave. Or maybe he did speak with her, right?
Maybe.
Like, man, your family, this is not cool. They gotta get
Right.
out of here. And she was like, no, they don't have no other place to stay. Because if they didn't have no other relatives to live with, they only their only option was to live with them, with their like,
With them.
with
With
Shane
Shane.
killing
Yeah.
and his wife. Then what could she do, right? Like, man, I can't just have my appearance on the streets. They raised me. They need to
True.
stay,
But then
right?
at that point, you got to think, okay, these are my parents, but this is my husband and my children. So she, not saying, us, right? But I'm just saying her, she has to think, okay, is my parents more important to me than my husband and my kids? So she had to choose.
You do because your parents used to be like
Number
your
one,
your
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 primary,
key primary family.
right?
But now that you have another family,
They should
which
be
is a
your
husband and your
right.
kids, they should come first. And his
Yep.
mental health should have came first. We're not saying this is how it happened, but we're saying if this is the case,
Right,
right?
right, right, right.
Right? So like they can't be here, right? Because certain people handle it differently. Maybe he should have just left. Like, you know what? I need a divorce, or we need to separate. A
Yeah,
separation.
yeah.
I gotta get out of here, because you just don't, no matter what your situation, right? Y'all is fighting every day. Like it doesn't like, let's say him and the dad was going at it all the time.
Hmm.
It doesn't condone him shooting his
Killing them.
father-in-law or
Yeah,
shooting his mother-in-law and his kids, bringing his kids in there. Like, why?
that's
How you gonna
crazy.
kill your son, bro? Like,
Six years
and
old.
shoot your 14-year-old month old son, bro. Like, who does that? I know we all have a point where we snap.
Not like that.
I'm just saying, like, we snap, right? But how you gonna snap into that? Like, were you gonna kill your kids,
No, no, that's a different kind
bro?
of a
Like,
snap.
what? Like, what are we doing?
That's a different kind of snap. But hey, didn't a coworker say that he left midday that day on Wednesday and said he wasn't feeling well?
Coworkers say Killian, seen here in a photo taken on Wednesday, came to work that day and left midday, saying he wasn't feeling well. Saxby said nothing felt off, but noted this was the third time in 3 months that Killian had walked off the job.
So he wasn't feeling well. Probably was his mental state.
I
He
think
wasn't
so.
feeling well mentally. Like, he was probably real fragile.
Went home.
Yeah, and then just
That
did all of
happened.
that. We don't, like we said, we don't know what happened. Maybe he did. Maybe he's just snapped. That was it. Something triggered. Because I heard, like, when people snap, anything can trigger them because it's so built up. There's so much stuff
So it's
building up,
fragile mind.
building up. It's like a bomb, and then it's a
Yikes.
ticking time bomb. So maybe Shane was a ticking time bomb, and it was just building time. He was probably taking all of this stuff in because, like you said, he was a very sensitive person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he would leave work. You can't leave the house. It's there.
Right.
You can't leave. So he was just getting bombarded
Bombarded.
like with so much stuff. And maybe he wasn't a guy that'd lash out. They said that he smiled a lot. He
Joked a
joked a
lot.
lot. Maybe he wasn't. He was smiling, but he was really like angry.
Right.
Because some people smile when they're mad. Like when they get mad, they like yeah, and they're not even happy or
No, that's
they're not
creepy.
joking, but they're really upset. Right?
I'd still think he should have just left. Like go to a hotel, motel, whatever, for the day, for the night, for a week,
Yeah,
just to separate himself from what was going on in his house, other than lashing out like that and
yeah.
killing 4 people. That's ridiculous.
That's insane, man.
Mm,
Insane Shane.
that's right. But
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say because that's crazy. I just can't wrap my head around a 6-year-old son.
Yeah,
Or 10
getting
more
getting
people.
uh getting killed, man. So they said that the weapons that he used was a semi-automatic
Oh,
gun.
that's right.
That's the weapon he used to do
Commit
the
that.
killings. And they said that they found, which the cops said that they found an AR-15,
Mm-mm-mm.
a legal AR-15.
So what's he doing with that?
I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. What was he
Mm,
planning with the AR-15?
I don't know either. But they did say 2011 he also was charged with assault and reckless driving, right? On a
On a
government official.
Yeah, on a
So he
police
has
officer.
history
Yeah,
of lashing
violence,
out. Yeah,
violence,
violence.
snapping.
That's 2011, 2024. It just grew gradually, I guess.
Yeah, and maybe it's a whole list of other things that haven't been like
Reported.
reported and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? He probably was wilding out at his house, like going crazy. We don't know if he was
Mm-mm.
abusing his wife.
Yeah.
Because he
Could
did
have.
he did like what, assault on a cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a deadly weapon.
Right.
If you gonna do that on a cop, what are you gonna do with your wife
What are you
and your
doing with your
kids?
with your family?
He maybe he was just abusive. We don't know, but we will find out more
Yeah.
information going forward because he hasn't been like convicted yet. The trial hasn't even started,
Right.
but he is like held without bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Correct.
he should because
Shouldn't be out.
that's a hell of a flight risk because he get
Exactly.
out, he out of here. We all know he out of here, but
Mm-mm.
hopefully justice is served and he serves his time.
Yep.
Whatever they come up with, like
Sentence him with.
maybe it's gonna probably be like something like life. It should be life. It should be life. He should never see the light of day because a person that's gonna kill 4 members of his family, including his 60-year-old son, and then shooting his 14-month-old son, he should never come out
That's
because if he does that,
disregard, right?
yeah, if he does that to his family, what you think he's gonna do to the like regular people like
Right.
walking around in society? Like he could snap at again anytime. And it's a history of violence on the cop, then on his family. What is he gonna do? He do some mass shooting next?
Oh
Because that's what's
no,
next.
that's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
next. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. That's next, right?
I'm thinking too. Yeah,
Yeah, you don't know.
definitely.
You
But
don't
he
know
shouldn't
what's
be
going.
out, right?
He shouldn't be out. He should be locked
Mm.
up forever. To protect the public. But they're gonna probably have to put him in like protective
Solitary.
custody. Yeah, because it's gonna be a green light on him,
Oh my God.
especially up north. If he's in up north, because this happened in Northern California. Oh man, if he serves this time in Northern California, boy oh boy, it's gonna be.
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, stuff like that. People would say that he deserves that, but man, it's gonna be some mayhem in that prison. But I
You
mean,
do the
but
crime, you
you do
do
the
the time.
yeah, you signed up. You know how they say it. You made your bed. Now it's time to lie in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta lie in it.
Well,
You got anything else to say
no,
on this case?
I mean, we're just gonna see what else they say, and then we'll post it up. But it's just crazy. Kids,
Yep.
innocent, like they
Innocent.
didn't even grow up or anything. They're
Nope.
still little.
Yeah. Just
Next
it's
time.
sad, man. Like we said, R.I.P. to the family members that
Yep.
lost their lives. But all right. So before you go, before we end this video, make sure you
Mhm.
like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Bye.